So basically constructor is same as class name. So for example, you are going to declare a class name. The same class name you are going to open a method. For example, you are having a class name is C. So you want to declare a method C followed by open brace and close brace. So then this particular thing is a constructor. So it will be having a same as class name. In order to access the constructor, you doesn't need the object. So here you can able to notice it is a syntactically similar to a method. It has the same name as class name. It is written without return type. So because basically before the method what you are going to write void, you are going to write a method name or class name. Here if you are going to write a int, what you are going to write, you need to return a value. So return 0 at the end. So if you are specifying the int, so there is no need to return a value whenever it is a constructor. So it because it will be having a same as class name. Here we are having a constructor, class name is box. Here we are having a class name box, and here you can able to notice in box we are having a width, height and depth. And you can able to notice, so whenever you are going to open the box, so box itself is called as a constructor. So this is called constructor. Here what you are going to do is you are going to assign the values. So here we have not assigned the any values. Width equal to 10, height equal to 20, depth equal to 30. Like that we have not assigned any values. So what we are going to do is, so just we have typed this constructing box, width equal to 10, height equal to 10 and depth equal to 10. So this is what we have assigned. So next here we are going to write the double value. So finally it is going to return the width into height into depth, 10 into 10 into 10. So 10 into 10, 100, 100 into 10,000. That will be printed. So next, parameterized constructor. A constructor is having a two or more arguments is said to be a parameterized constructor. So here we are having a class box, and here we have opened the class box name. So whenever you are going to open a function, within this function you are having a how many arguments? 1, 2 and 3. One or more argument, it is said to be a parameterized constructor. In previous slide we have seen default constructor. So this is called default constructor. Here you are having a basic differences. The type defines the type of values returned by the method. If a method does not return any value, its return type must be void. For example, if you are going to write a method, basically it will be a public and void. So otherwise other elements cannot be accessed. Name is the name of the method. Parameter list is a sequence of identifier list separated by comma. Return value indicates what value is returned by the method. So now here we are having a method. So method is volume. Previous slide we have seen the box. Box is a constructor. Here method is a volume. So then it is going to define the width, height into depth. If you are using two or three classes, what will happen? Whenever you are going to use two or three classes, the constructor does not create the object explicitly. But for a method, you need to create a object explicitly. So to access the inside the constructor, that is the main difference why we are using a method. So within the same class, no need to declare the object. So within the same class, if you are outside the class, you need to, by using the object only, you can able to access. So here if it is a square, you need to have a return type whenever you are going to mention the int. So I already told, whenever you are going to mention a integer, you need to use a syntax called return 10 into 10. If you are using a void here, no return type. So that directly that method will be passed. So next, if you are using a int square, so you need to return. If you are using a void, no need to return any particular value. So now here we are having a example program. Here the particular class name is main. Basically these are the keywords, but in Java, whatever the first letter is capital, so that will not be taken as a keyword. So main we have defined the class name. Here also main, so which is a constructor. Here we are having a main as a constructor. The constructor is having a same name as class name. Then just we are going to call the system.out.println, so constructor is called. And now if you are going to consider here private string name, basically a string by default is a public, so but here you have declared a private. Private means it can be accessed inside the class but not outside the class. We have assigned name. Name is a particular variable. For this variable we have assigned a one particular value as a string. So whatever the things is within the double quote, those are called a string. One particular string you are going to assign, you called a constructor, you called constructor. So now next here you have written a main method. Within the main method you are going to create a object. What is the class name? Class name is main. Main is a class name and you are going to create a object. So obj is a object. So now here defines the initialization of object. So now here you are going to, what you are going to do, new main method. Here you are going to create an instance of an object. Instance defines in it is going to create, it can be able to assign some values, some variables to whatever the variables you have declared or whatever the methods you have declared within the class. So for that purpose only we are using this particular main method. So here this is a initialization. Here you are going to use a creating an instance. Here new defines the creating the instance of a class called main. You need to open the braces and you need to close the brace. So now it is going to print the value. The name is object.name. So without object you cannot able to access the class. So now let us see, you are not calling this particular class from outside. So there is no interrelation between the two particular classes. That is the main difference. So if you are having some any particular kind of difference between a class, for example class A and class B you are having, at that time that makes the difference. So here you are having a main. So previous thing we are having a private variable. Here you are having a private variable. In the next slide, what we have done? In the next slide, we have initialized the private method. So the particular thing is main. So it means you are going to call constructor. So here you are having a main method. You have called a private as a constructor. So here you have initialized the value I equal to 5. So now you need to create a object to access this particular function and you are going to create a main. So finally it is going to, you can able to access the value of I equal to 5 by passing the object dot I. That I value will be, this particular value will be printed by using a system dot out dot println. So next program we are using a constructor with arguments. So the constructor with arguments is said to be a parameterized constructor. So here your constructor is having a same name as class name and the constructor with arguments is said to be a parameterized constructor. Here we are having a what? Here we are having a argument. How many number of arguments we are having? Only one argument. String language. So now we have assigned the languages equal to lang. So here string as a languages and we are going to here assign languages equal to lang. So now we are going to type the what are the programming languages you are going to pass. So now here we have created an object main, object 1 equal to new main. So here if you are going to observe, we are directly passing the arguments. Here if you are going to consider Java, we have created a, how many objects we have created? 3 objects. Main is a class name and we have created an object 1 and we have created an instance view main. So within the parenthesis, what we have given here, what we have given Java. That particular thing is passed directly to the main method. So it means you can able to create a object 1, object 2, object 3 and so on. So but here the thing is it is going to print the Java, JSP and structs. The 3 things will be printed. So now if you are going to see the output, So by using this one, we are going to pass this particular object to the particular main constructor. Here we are having a constructor as a main method. This particular thing, here we have declared a Java. That Java will be taken as a string. So then it is going to assign. So Java language is equal to Java. It is going to print the Java. So next, here we are having a JSP. JSP language is equal to JSP. Then JSP will be printed. And we have created a third object. How many objects we have created? Totally 3 objects. Object 1, object 2, and object 3. Now structs we have given. So language is equal to structs. Finally, it is going to print the struct. So finally, the output is, here we are having a, so programming language. So Java languages we have given here, languages. So Java programming languages. So next, JSP programming language, structs programming language. So these 3 things will be printed here. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.